What's up, guys? This is going to be my first tips video, critical tips, if you will. Hopefully you learn something here. We're starting super basic, so a lot of you are going to know most of this stuff, but got to start somewhere, and these are just a lot of questions I get asked all the time, and a few just random things I thought of as well. Cheers, guys, and enjoy the video. The first mega super duper basic tip. A lot of people ask me a very simple question is, how do I loot so quickly? And it's literally just pressing F between inventories. So it'll move it to your actual inventory and it will move it back to the box if you want. This can be very helpful when you're looting a player's body or an AI body. But basically, I don't know, extremely simple. It'll always try to fill a slot in your bag as well. If you have like an insanely full bag and there's a 4 slot buried in one of your rigs or something, it will fill that up from here if you press F on it. And sometimes save your life if you're in the middle of a fight and you run out of ammo, but kind of a rare thing, but it still works. And the other important thing to know when looting off other people is if you pick up a bag and drag it, you can rotate with R, and then you can also roll up with F. But if you do roll up and place it in your bag, it will take some time. Like a really big bag will actually take quite a while to roll up, so just be aware of that. Something that is also maybe not as obvious is when I start to loot people, I often search the rig first and start unpacking their ammo. This obviously makes more sense if they have good ammo and I want to keep it, because you can actually search while unpacking. So if we pretend this guy actually has good ammo, I would start unpacking after searching it, and then I would start searching the next part. And it just saves time. You can start unpacking again, search their bag if they've got one, for example. Just another very basic tip. Something else extremely basic that some of you might not have noticed, and I didn't notice at the start either, because I'm from Tarkov. Reloading a gun and then refilling a mag. I was tempted to keep scrolling down to my ammo and dragging up, because that's what I have to do in Tarkov. But in this game, it's actually much easier. You can just right-click the mag you want to load, go to load ammo, and it will show you any ammo in your inventory that will go into that mag. And it's just a much easier and nicer way to do it. Another very basic thing in this game is this game comes with some strange default controls. The two ones I really recommend looking into and perhaps changing is lean in this game, which is rare, comes on default press, or toggle it's referred to in most games. I strongly recommend that people at least give hold a go, and I just objectively think it's better. You can definitely be a very good player with toggle lean, but if you're like a new FPS person, or you have never really gotten into FPS games that much that have lean controls, I wouldn't want you to not try hold at least. Because I think toggle is just going to be really awkward for some people, and it won't allow you to flow in your movement as much. Especially if you watch a player like me, the way I lead into lots of corners and kind of spam it sometimes, it's just much harder to do if you're on press instead of hold. At the very least, I think people should give it a go. See which one you prefer. The other very strange default keybind is switch sight and magnification. If you leave it on this setting, I'm pretty sure that you can't actually change your magnification while you're scoped in the game, which is not good at all. For me, I didn't even notice this was a thing, but that's because I set my controls to my Tarkov controls, which for me, by default, is mouse 4 or 5. I never know which one's which. If you change this to anything you want, you'll be able to actually zoom in and out while scoped. So this is basically a must change. You kind of just have to change it if you want to be able to scope effectively. These are default settings right now, just so I can show you. I will maybe do a video soon, like a full settings, controls, graphics video. Let me know if that's what you want. Because then you guys can find out about how I lean with Z and C. Horrifying, I know, don't try it. Please don't try it. Another basic thing I get asked all the time is about how my game looks a little bit brighter than default settings. and I will probably do a bigger, more in-depth video on graphic settings. But for now, if you want to be able to see a little bit better into darker areas, all you really do is set your contrast to about 0.8. You can go lower, and if you really want a competitive advantage, you can play on those settings, but I just think it kind of looks ugly if you go too low. I try to find like a happy medium with the game not looking terrible and still being able to see. Unfortunately, it kind of differs per map. I find 0.8 to be like a really good middle ground. For example, Armory is it's just very hard to play on default settings, but on 0.8 it looks pretty good. Really like it. Farm and Valley, pretty good on 0.8 as well, but sometimes a little blown out in the sunny weather. I really hope they work on the contrast. Most of you probably realize there's a bit of a contrast issue. This is actually rainy weather right now, and it's great because you don't have that horrible sun contrast effect that I'm sure you guys have noticed, and you can actually see out of doors. But the sunny weather, it needs to be adjusted a bit on the dev side, hopefully in the future. Another thing people always ask me about is why I buy these e-drinks and bring them in. And a lot of people haven't noticed that while they're great for hydration and energy, that's not really what I care about. It's all about the stamina recovery. So if you're sprinting and your stamina is getting low and you just use the hotbar and hit up one of these e-drinks, you can just watch the stamina bar fill up basically nearly the whole way. And basically just having these available allows me to move through the map much faster, and I pretty much always save them for the end. I'm kind of known for staying to the map for a very long time as a solo, so this is how I get from, say, Motel to the furthest extract with only like 5 minutes left. I wouldn't be able to make it a lot of the time without these, and you just kind of spam them on the way out. You can use them early in the raid too, especially if you're like trying to get the Motel first or something. But I generally try to save them for the end of the raid. Combined though with strength and endurance stims, it's just a sure way to get out of the map towards the end if you find yourself really far from your extract, or even if you just want to go as fast as possible. If you're in danger or you want to get out because you have a lion or something, it's just the easiest way to cross the map fast. There are some other items in the game too that give you stamina when you eat them or drink them. Another thing I want to talk about, I get asked a lot recently, is about my what key do I use to hold breath? And I think the reason I'm getting asked is because I think people assume that they have to hold their breath all the time. I actually don't hold my breath that often. Maybe other players are different. But if you're having trouble pressing Alt, which is the default key, and also the key I use, I just think it's important to know that I don't like use it every time I'm shooting or anything, and you don't need to either. Like if I'm going fast and picking corners like this and shooting, I'm not really ever holding my breath. I pretty much reserve it for when I am lining up a shot that I have time to hold my breath for. So for example, if someone is running through the open here, from there to there, and I have the time and I'm not under threat, I will bother to hold my breath for the clean shot. If I'm taking long shots with a scope or something across the map and they have no idea I'm about to shoot them, I will also hold my breath there. But I just think it's a little bit bit of a misconception that you always need to hold your breath, just based on the questions I've been getting lately at least. Because you might find it hard to press Alt while like doing this, for example, but I just don't think you really need to. If I'm also just like holding an angle, sometimes I'll press it if I have the time, but it's just, I think it's not as important as a lot of people may be thinking. And now everybody's favorite tip, and one of the most important ones to basically get free passive money, is Mr. Deke Vincent. He'll be a trader you unlock pretty early, and basically his market resets 3 times a day. You come in here and you press the button, and it's like an RNG roll basically of random different barters. Now that doesn't mean you're always going to get free money. As you can see here, actually I got some very good ones this time, which is funny for the example, because I complain every day that my Dekes are terrible. But as an example here, you can check out the AP20. So you've got the random barter. it's going to cost 117k to get 120. And if you press the search key, which is up here, max at 120, 109k. So this one's actually a scam, so you wouldn't do it, obviously. But I got a 500k profit on the M61. Let's see if we can see another example here, even if it's not crazy profit or anything. We've got the gas mask. I can get it for 33k. It's 13k, so definitely don't do that one either. And can we get a good example? Can we get one? A travel bag, 34k. 29k. We're just getting scammed again. 23k for 3 regens. This is a very small saving, but I hope you get the idea. Basically, it can be extremely valuable to always check your Deke. Also, I've got this handy little time chart that I've made for stream that I like to bring up. Basically, this has a bunch of different time zones, and you need to look at the red outlined parts. So in UTC, it's 6 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. That's when Deke resets. And you just need to convert it to a time zone near you or your own time zone. I've added a bunch of different locations here to try and cover a lot of the areas. But for example, I'm in the same time zone as Perth, Australia. So my resets are always 2 p.m., 8 p.m., and 2 a.m. And these don't change at the moment. This is the same every single day. So you just have to remember your 3 times. But, you know, you never know. It might change in the future. I don't know if it changes on mobile. And yeah, anyway, it's one of the easiest ways in the game to basically make money. You don't even need to play. But sometimes you'll just have a string of bad luck and you actually won't get any good deals. But it's always worth checking. Nearly every day someone in my chat's telling me they got a blue key card. And blue key cards are worth 2 mil. And people are telling me to get them for like 200k, 400k. So always check your Deke. Thank you for watching, guys. I don't normally do videos like this, and I kind of just made this one on the go live. If you'd prefer like a more concise, just quick tips, guides in the future, please let me know. But also, if you like me just yapping like I do and explaining everything, let me know as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to drop by the stream. Streaming all the time. Love playing ABI. See you there.